Hello everybody, it's Ashwin Rao, and today I'm bringing to you a brand that's grown increasingly popular coming out of Bandung, Indonesia. This is Tahura Boot Company. Tahura was founded in 2016 by Abe Ali Shohibul Kutub, and I've been eyeing his boots for some time now, partly because they feature really fantastic welting construction. They're known for their high stitch density, as you can see here, and they're also known for their choice of exclusive leathers, such as this particular leather coming from the Shinki Hikaku tannery out of Japan. So this boot is, as I mentioned, their plain toe service boot. It's also known as the Captoelari service boot. And it's built using a shrunken Shinki horsebutt leather in an olive color that was applied for this specific leather. It's also a rather thick leather. I decided to build this model using 7 eyelets, using gunmetal eyelets you can see right over here. I also chose a 270-degree Weltschoen construction, which you can see begins right over here and wraps its way all the way around with the leather folding over in this area, and you can see the beginning of a high-density double row of stitching that essentially goes all the way around the shoe. I used a Dr. Sol raw cord full sole, which I'd seen in some of their other models and thought they did a really nice job on. This is a double layer of that leather, which is rather thick, and then also there's another layer kind of applied to the collar that's essentially the same leather just cut and kind of placed around the collar there. It has a propensity to maintain its integrity. It doesn't really crease, and it actually doesn't even really roll all that much. And so it's actually a leather that really stands up well. As I use some pure polish products to give the leather a little bit of a shine. As you can see from the pictures that I'm sharing now, the leather actually comes somewhat flat and almost with a matte finish. It's essentially an unglazed leather when it gets to you. So I decided to apply some pure polish products, including a leather conditioner to kind of moisten up and hydrate the leather, some forest green cream polish, as well as some walnut cream polish in order to kind of give this an overall kind of gentle shine. And then I used some wax polish actually, as well as a slight bit of mirror polish to get the toe to pop right there. The things that I really like about this boot are how the clicking is done. You can see that this upper part of the leather and the neck and the sort of this top part have a lot more intense grain. You can see that there's a slightly different pattern to the green on the heel counter. You can also see that the front of the boot does have that grain, but it's a less dramatically notable, and it actually almost fades to nothing at the tip. So lends itself to a little bit of that shine, because the more grain you have, the harder it is, at least in my experience, to have gotten a really robust mirror shine. In general, this is probably a leather that's better used in casual circumstances because of how dramatically this leather's grain shows itself. I used a natural welt on the edge. I used a stitch on the Weltschoen that matched the leather on the upper to kind of hide it a little bit, kind of a different look than some of my other boots. Here's a view of the raw cord full sole from Dr. Sol's that many of you have asked me about and has gotten increasingly popular in the boot community. You can see how very cleanly the stitching is done based on looking at the bottom. It's not perfect by any means, but in the world of rugged boot making, it is very well executed. You can see how clean that stitching is as I kind of move through. This thick, shrunken Shinki horsehide should hold up quite well to the elements. I like how the leather took a nice shine using our pure polish products, as I talked about. And I've been very impressed overall with this boot and its execution. The stitching on the upper is done very, very well, so really no concerns there. It appears that the clicking of the shoe is done with a really good technique, and so it would be nice to have seen a little bit more skiving, but at the same time, This is a bit more of a rugged boot, and a skived leather to kind of taper down might lend itself more to a dressier appearance. So I wanted to take a few moments to talk about Tahura Bootmaker because I think it's important to feature these innovative entrepreneurial business leaders coming out of Bandung and other regions of Indonesia to give them credence to what they've done to really challenge the current state of modern bootmaking throughout the world. So, Tahura Boots Company was founded in 2010 by Abe and his colleagues. He currently has a team of 9 artisans, and the boot company officially gained its name Tahura Boots Company in 2017 as they began to grow their presence on the internet and specifically Instagram. The pictures here that you see are actually largely taken from the website that Tahura maintains on Facebook as well as from Instagram. And as you can see, they're a specialist in a wide range of boots that they execute quite well. Their most popular models are their Benjamina lace to toe or monkey boot. They also have a very popular plain toe derby and a cap toe derby that's a 5 eyelet design known as their Carpetus shoe. They have a wide variety of other boots at various heights, and as I mentioned, their Captoelari plain toe and cap toe service boots are among their more popular models. As you can see, they do a wide range of welting techniques, including the Veltuen technique that I featured here. They also have a really fascinating Goodyear 2-level welting design that can be best described as 2 separate Goodyear welts welted upon each other, which I think is fascinating and lends itself to a very rugged look. Tahura has become really well regarded because of the high stitch density that they use for their outsole and stitching. And while that may seem somewhat trivial, what the quality of the welting is and how detailed and how dense the stitch density is, it really reflects the maturation and the quality of shoemaking going on in this area. And Tahura is leading the way with some of the most impressive production qualities in their welting designs. They use a wide variety of both local and imported leathers. Local leathers, when used as a boot, range in the neighborhood of $280 for a boot featuring local leather. Similarly, the many international leathers that they feature range in the neighborhood of $350, and ultimately, when using horsebutt leather such as that from Shinki, prices can go upwards of $400. They are reachable in a variety of manners via the following WhatsApp phone number as well as their email, which is tahurabootscompany@gmail.com. I'm really pleased with the product that I see here that Tahura is featuring, and I think that they're well worthy of consideration if you're considering any boot of any origin, but specifically when thinking about boots from the Indonesian region, Tahura should be on your list of boot makers to consider. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.